Hello and welcome to the second episode of my Magicka Wizard Wars bot modding series. In this episode, I'm going to go over a bit about actions and moving actions over into your action library instead of manually defining them every single time you want to use something. I'll also go over the activation conditions and on update functions. That will include a bit of info about movement and how, because you can't actually update where you want the bot to move inside of an action itself. Each action, including spells, are able to do that. But first, let's add a bit of a debug feature. We don't currently have any way to stop the bot from doing something if we want to cancel an ability. So let's add a debug function. I want it to, if I press a button, to cancel what it's currently doing. So let's go over here to bot update, not update logic. Update logic is not called every single frame. It's only called when the bot is not currently doing anything. So if we want a key press to be detected, we do need to check if it actually is pressed every single frame. Here, let's do if self dot input controller and you can see at the top here, actually, we do have an input controller defined already inside the bot. So we're just saying the bot self and its input controller, and we want to do input pressed once. There we go. And which key? Let's do X, just because. And when we do that, let's set a variable. Let's do AI data dot cancel cancelability. Now, we're setting this variable here, but we do need a way to actually grab the, or to inside of the ability as it's running, detect that this variable is set, and stop the ability. So let's go over, you can press Control B. We're going to go into a file we've not been in before. Let's go into AI action controller. In here, there's a table called actioncontroller.onUpdate. These are all the update functions that you can use and attach to an ability that run every frame. If we scroll down here, there's a bunch of cancel ones already. Let's just copy and paste the last one here. But instead, let's do force cancel. Then let's put in that new variable we had. So if the cancel ability is true, we're going to set cancel ability to false, so we don't keep canceling every ability. We just want to cancel one. And stop ability is true, and we want to stop channeling. And then if we go back over to the bot logic file, or the bot logic, we are setting this variable, and this function would stop the ability from running, but none of our abilities actually have that update function in them. So let's add those there. Just cancel, and let's add that one here too. And in our, we do have two move to point actions. Let's add in the cancel there as well. But it will need a bunch of other arguments. We're going to leave those empty for now, and just the last one, we're going to add in the force cancel. There we go. Now we should, if we save, run, and compile this, it should let us actually cancel whichever ability is currently running. And here we go, we jump in there, the bot's doing stuff. And if I start spamming X, I can see, yep, I'm able to remove the abilities before they actually go off. But as soon as I remove all of them, the bot immediately runs the update logic because it's not doing anything and adds a bunch of abilities back in. Now, let's also, you know what, let's add in back over in the action controller. Let's add in another if here, and let's do if instead AI data dot clear queue, and clear queue will be false instead. We want to get rid of all the next actions the bot is currently doing, or whichever ones would be queued next. So how are we going to do that? Let's open up the files here, and let's go over to the queue controller. So we're not going to edit anything here, but this is the actual code that that controls the bot's queue. As you can see, there's a bunch of stuff already built in, so there's already a clear and a cancel current action. So you know what, let's just use that instead. Let's go over here. But we can't call it directly. So if we look here, the force cancel gets access to the ability itself, the one that's casting it, the bot's AI data, and delta time. It doesn't have access currently to the bot's queue. So in the bot update function, let's do AI data.queue equals the queue. Then we can do AI data queue, and we're going to tell the queue to cancel the current action. We can also just copy and paste this over here, get rid of that other stuff, and we're going to do clear. That should, I think, if we do this also, clear queue, I think that will completely get rid of everything that the bot was doing. Okay, if we jump back into the training lobby, the bot is just going to blow itself up again, and then as soon as Timmy spawns, it's going to run over there, and it's going to start doing the combo. If we press Control, or X, it does get rid of the entire action queue. You can see that is working, but again, as soon as it's empty, the bot will immediately add that back into the queue. One issue we can see here though is the bot, as soon as Timmy's gone, he just starts blowing himself up. So let's fix that. To do that, we need to find out if there is a valid target or not. So in update, actually above update here, we have a bot select target. You can see here, this is how it decides what it's currently targeting. So it first, it'll grab the closest enemy, or the first available enemy, and if there's not one, it'll grab the closest enemy, or if there's no enemies at all, it will target itself. So we can kind of use that here. We can say if the target unit equals the bot unit, AI data.bot unit, then we also want to cancel the ability. And let's copy and paste this also over here down into the update logic function, because if the bot is targeting itself, we don't want to begin adding mines or anything into the queue. So let's just get rid of this here. and say return. Now, if we were to run that, hopefully the bot will not actually attack anybody until there's a valid target. And if the target disappears or gets killed, it should stop doing whatever it was doing. Here we go. So he runs over the target, starts his combo, and let's see if we can get him. Yep, as soon as Timmy died, you can see the queue got cleared up. And if Timmy comes back, let's start doing the combo again. I think that looks good. So now, let's start simplifying this a bit. We have all these actions that we're manually defining here, but if we wanted to do, mines more than once, we don't actually have to copy and paste this whole ability every time. Let's just cut this up, cut it and paste it. We're going to go back over to a different file here. We're going to go to abilities. And in here, I don't think we have mines defined yet anywhere. So mines equals a new table, and we're going to say arcane mines equals function. And you might say that's a bit strange that we're doing a function here, but Lua passes tables by reference, and actions are actually just a table with a bunch of data in it that the bot uses. Now, let's say that if you had more than one of the same ability, if there's two of the same ability in the bot's queue, or even future abilities that try to use the same action, because when Lua passes tables by reference, when you're editing the position, the aiming target, the position where you want the bot to move, it's actually all editing the same table. So any changes you make to one will be made to all of that type of action, which we don't want. So instead here, we make a new action. We make a new arcane mine action every time we want to cast that spell. And here, whoops, we don't need that there. And here we can actually get rid of the target unit position. Before, in the bot logic, we had this whole initial wanted position set up, but we don't actually need that anymore because in the on update functions, we have a face target. And these update functions always run at the beginning of the frame. So if there's not a target set, but there is an update function, it'll grab that update function's value first, and it'll plug that in here. So it'll get the position that we want to face first. Let's save that, and let's also move over the spray. So we already have a table with sprays in it. And you know what, let's just copy and paste this, but change the spray. We can get rid of the target unit position, set it to nil, fire. And you can see here there's actually a bunch of things going on with these other spray functions. So if you have more than one ability that needs all the same types of update functions, you don't actually have to copy and paste it every time. Instead, we can just control click to jump over to the condition groups here in the action controller file. So you can see here we have a bunch of conditions and on update groups. So beams will always want to be cast only if there's no shield, if there is a target, and if there's no shield in where the bot is currently facing. And every frame when it updates a beam, we want to cancel if the target is shielded, If there's no target, we want to cancel. If there's a shield in the direction the bot's facing, or if the target's frozen. And also we want to just face the target. We can just copy and paste that over here. And I'm going to get rid of the, so you can see here, there was the activation conditions. We're going to get rid of activation conditions and also that other table, because we're just going to use the existing spray conditions. But the force cancel isn't in these update conditions. So let's add those in there too. Whoops, not on update. Or yes, it is. Yes, it is on update. That way, any spray we do will respond to us pressing X to cancel it. Anything that uses these conditions will also grab that. Now, let's just quickly run that again. It should be exact. Oh, actually, hold the phone. Hold the phone. Cancel. We completely forgot to put the action back in here at all. So let's, from our action or ability library, so we can say abilities dot, the first thing we did was mines dot arcane, and you don't have to put the brackets here for the function to call it. We just want to pass in the function itself. And then abilities dot, and this was a spray fire. And you know what? I'm just going to hold control and click on fire here to quickly zoom over to edit it. I'm going to actually copy that line, change this one to 4 seconds like our other spells, and then change this one to be fire burst, because and I'm actually going to make it a bit shorter duration as well. Let's do just 1 second. That way we have a spell dedicated solely to this combo. Now, if we go back over and run it, and let's go into the training lobby. And so it's not doing anything too early. It runs over, it casts the mines, and it uses the fire. But I don't know if you noticed there, when we actually were running up to Timmy was moving. And the initial point that we set to move to didn't move with Timmy as he moved. So we can fix that as well here. So rather than setting the point the moment we want to cast that combo or that action, let's just comment this out. And in the on update functions, let's add in a new on update function. I've already set this one up, so you guys should have it. If we go over to move to wanted range of target, and let's put that into both movement functions. Then we can also get rid of this wanted position, because we have a on update function that's setting the position. And if we hold control again, you can click on it. It'll zoom you over here, and we can see this function wants a wanted range inside of our condition arguments. If by default it'll be 5 otherwise, but we're finally going to edit the condition arguments here. So let's, you can see here it should be the second for moving to a point. We're going to add in wanted range equals, and it was 3, right? And then the second one here was 5 because we moved a bit back and then use the spray fire. This should have the exact same effect, but we didn't have to define all these points, and it should update live if the target is moving. So let's say that we queued this action when the target was quite far away. We still want to move to be within 3, but if by the time we get there, the target is now much further away, the whole time it will update the position to move to match and maintain that range. So let's see if that works. Aha! So you can see here, well, Timmy didn't move that far, but the point that we were moving to did move with Timmy as he moved back towards the center position. And it's still not doing anything when there's no target. That I think looks pretty good. Yeah, it's just too fast, but it is working. I think that is all I'm going to go over in this episode. Next one, I'll probably go over combos. So we'll move all this stuff into just one line of code. So you can get the same effect with just one line of code. And we can do some more interesting stuff with movement as well next time. Otherwise, I hope this video has been quite fun. I look forward to seeing what everybody else is able to make with the bots. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good day. Bye.